All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with Dirt Anarchy's Qualifier. This is race number 2. We are in the 410 sprint, same track, Weed Sport. Fantastic job out of the guys that just ran in the late models. Connor New came away with the P1 finish. Got quite a bit more people in here. A couple guys we haven't seen yet. Demo Mitri, 11.973 lap time. James Turnbull, haven't seen him yet. Michael Pickett. Got some new guys. Falcon Smith. Sprint cars seem to be just a tad bit more popular today. So, reason for this race going up, Dirt Anarchy. We're opening up into a new season here coming soon. So, fantastic job out of all of these guys coming out here and putting on a show for everyone back home. For anybody that wasn't aware, I am actually going into a surgery tomorrow. It's minor. It's nothing too crazy. But I will be out for a little bit of time. But Dirt Anarchy is gonna start back up around the end of May, the beginning of June. So hopefully I am back in time for that. So you guys are gonna come out here, come up onto the qualifying time. We will bring up everyone here so far in the practice. Demo, Mitri put up a great time. We're gonna let this overlay load up here as these guys are putting over in the qualifying times. So great job at everyone in the late models. If you guys pay attention to your screen, down on the bottom left, got some sponsors down there for you guys to check out. Dirt Anarchy sponsors as follows: Forum Customs, Buckwheats Customs, NRI Machining, Chris Watkins over at Adrenaline Spike Designs, Track Dogs Racing, 06 Racing Productions, and Anarchy Custom Wraps and Designs. League owner Brandon Starnes from Texarkana, Texas. He's got 1 year in on iRacing so far, and he's developed an amazing league here called Dirt Anarchy. It's been a blessing to work side by side with Brandon, especially as I'm opening up my world into the broadcasting section of racing. Hopefully I can make a career out of it, you know, move a little farther, move a little up in the world. But yeah, fantastic job at Brandon Starnes starting this league up. Couple of my sponsors going down the list. We've got 2 so far, but Holbrook's Hometown Pharmacy. Brandon Holbrook, he's actually my brother-in-law. He's over here in Lucasville, right off of Lucasville Medford Road. So if you guys need any help, pharmaceutical needs, anything like that, Brandon's customer service is absolutely excellent, and he is a great man to have on your team whenever it comes to getting your medications prescribed to you. Another sponsor that we have is Blueprint Event Rentals, Treg Cunningham. They do ceremonial tent setups all around the local area. I believe that they go out maybe as far as Chillicothe, maybe a little bit farther. It just depends on what kind of things going on. But they do anything from weddings to graduations to business events, all kinds of things. So they do the ceremonial tents. Absolute fantastic job. I've went out on the job with Treg a couple times, and they definitely got a good thing going for them over there. So we do have a new affiliate status with Dirt Anarchy. We are now affiliate through Track Racer. I'll have to bring up the information on them. Track Racer Refined Gaming. I spoke about this in the last broadcast. Since 2008, Track Racer has been designing the best value high-end gaming platforms and the accessories. Track Racer products are designed from the ground up to deliver unsurpassed performance and durability. If you're looking for the best sim racing, look no further. Track Racer Refined Gaming. They have anything from simulation setups to cup holders that go on your sim rig. So fantastic. Brandon Starnes has been working his rear end off trying to get multiple different assets, multiple different sponsors, trying to make the league a little bit better, you know. So hats off to Brandon. He's done a fantastic job so far. We're going to run down these qualifying lists. James Turnbull, your quick time, 12.261, fastest one on the track. Second place is Jacob Denny. Third place, Zach Jurkic. Jurkic, yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. Fourth place is Michael Prickett. And rounding out your top 5 is Riker Pace. The rest of the way down the field is JP Scheederer. Don't know how to pronounce that. You guys can roast me later in the comments, so that's fine. Tony Martin, JJ Loss, Colton Zimmer. Watched him finish P2 in the late models last race. Falcon Smith, George Fizel, Chris Watkins, owner of Adrenaline Spike Designs. Terry Boswell, number 54. Connor New, just watched him finish P1 in the late models. He's running a 13.310. The rest of the guys have not made it out onto the track yet. Got about 30 seconds until qualifying is over. Let these guys finish putting their times in. But let's see. Weed Sport Speedway. It is a clay track, 0.38 miles. A little bit of an oblong track. It is a little bit of an odd shape. Turn 3 and 4 is a little tighter. Turn 1 and 2 is almost square-like. So it'll be interesting to see how these sprint cars fare on Weed Sport. I have never seen these cars run on this track, but today I get to call a race. So it should be fun. Make sure we have all of our camera angles set up properly here. Run over here to SDK Gaming, get this grid pulled up for you guys. As you see on the screen, your top qualifier was James Turnbull. He will be right there in first place. Get this camera angle out here a little bit. James Turnbull, first place. Outside row 1, Zach Jurkic. Inside row number 2, Riker Pace. Outside row number 2, and fourth place is Tony Martin. Rounding out your top 5 is Colton Zimmer. In sixth place is George Fizel. Seventh place is Terry Boswell. Eighth place is Matthew Helm. And ninth place is Samantha Rauscher. Great to see all these cars out here on the track. I know the sprint cars can be a little bit overwhelming when you first hop onto the track with these things, but just like anything else, they do become easier with time. So these now we got a Samantha out here. Ladies and gentlemen are going to be making their way around the track, and they are going to be putting in some laps. James Turnbull, that car up front, the number 2, black on the hood, white, gray on the side, a little bit of blue in there too, is the 2J. He's going to take us off. He's going to take off as soon as we get around turn 3 and 4. Green flag's going to drop. We're going to pass the flag stand, and these people are going to fly. Pace truck pulling off. Turnbull taking off. Here we go. Turnbull out front. Getting a decent lead so far. He's sitting at a 1/10 gap on second place. Green flag still flying in the air. Turnbull's still your first place car. A little bit of wall action there from Jurkic in second place. Going to allow Pace to move up into third. Turnbull definitely finding the groove on Weed Sport. A little bit of wall action from these guys in behind him. It does seem like that big right rear tire just gets sucked right up into that wall. I know these sprint cars are usually faster around the high side depending on what track you're on. I've never ran them on Weed Sport, but I do believe the high side is how you fly with a sprint car. Good lap times coming out of Turnbull up front. Fastest lap of the race is 12.436 out of your P1 finisher, or your P1 runner in Heat 1. We are on lap 5 out of 8. Top 5 advance to the feature. You got Turnbull in first, Jurkic second, Martin third, Zimmer in fourth, and Fizel in the final transfer spot. Behind him, the rest of the way down is Boswell, Pace, Rauscher, and Helm. Rauscher and Helm are out. Pace is in the pits. Got 6 cars on the track. Zach Jurkic there, number 96 car, making his way around the track. Second place. Looks like he's got a decent gap on the guys in behind him. Tony Martin there in third. There's Tony Martin, 22. White flags flying. The one out front is the one to watch. James Turnbull coming around to the checkered flag. Your P1 Heat 1 race winner, James Turnbull. Fantastic job out of all these drivers. And a couple mishaps here and there. Moving on to the next heat. Remember, top 5 advance, 8 laps. Let's pull up this grid. All right, on the screen as you see it, your P2 qual, Jacob Denny will be out front. Michael Prickett is going to be outside row number 1. Inside row number 2, JP Sheeter. Outside row number 2 is JJ Loss. Rounding out your top 5 is Falcon Smith on the inside of row 3. Outside of row 3 is Chris Watkins. Outside or inside, excuse me. Row 4 is Connor New in 7th place, and rounding out the end of your field is Demo Mitri. Up front, we are on Jacob Denny. Good job at a heat number 1. A little bit of mishaps here and there, but that is okay. It's bound to happen when you're out here driving these cars around at 100+ mile an hour. So glad that I can be a part of the league. Glad that I can bring you guys this content so you guys can keep up with the series. Out there in the front, Jacob Denny, number 61J. Pretty decent looking wrap. A couple of the people out here are let me see. Yeah, a couple of them out there are Dirt Anarchy drivers, but for the most part in the sprints, we do have some people that are trying out for the qualifier. So Denny taking off, P1 position, taking that high line around turn 1 and 2 up to the wall, getting a decent run off the top, and he's going to stick that high line around 3 and 4 as well. Looks like a slider's coming from Prickett. Did not get it to stick. Going to lose the position, and Loss is going to get up in front of him. Loss throws a slider on Prickett. Looks like Loss has moved up into 3rd place position. These guys are going to go for a battle. Loss and Prickett sliding back and forth there for a second. Looks like Schroeder's up in the wall and in the pits. Not sure what happened there. Hit the wall and disappeared. Let's see if we can get back up to the front here. Michael Prickett in 3rd, Loss in 2nd. And Denny is your race leader. Denny is right now has a 2-second gap on 2nd place of JJ Loss. JJ Loss flying around the high side, trying to make it work, trying to move around. Decent lap out of Denny out front, 12.808. Looks like Prickett and Loss are going to be cutting it close here. Lap number 7, coming across the checkered flag for these drivers. And white flag flies. Loss is in 2nd. Denny is about to cross the checkered flag. Looks like Loss up into the wall. Prickett's going to maintain in 3rd place. Good job out of the drivers here. Good job. Denny, Loss, Prickett, Smith, Watkins rounds out the top 5. Connor New, Mitri, and Schroeder. So here we go. That was the completion of Heat 1 and 2. We are now moving on to the B main. Good job out of the drivers so far. Did a fantastic job getting out there on the track, spinning some laps, making sure everybody's respecting each other and driving clean, driving green. Up on the screen now, your leader starting in the pole for the B main, Terry Boswell. Said it before, say it again. Terry Boswell is a native of Gary, Indiana. He has 1 year on the iRacing platform. He's out there in the number 54 car trying to make things happen. Terry recently had a little bit of health problems, had a little bit of an issue with his heart. He's an older gentleman. It's glad to see Terry back out here on the track with all the guys here at Dirt Anarchy. Terry's always been good to us, and no matter what happens, we will always be good to you, Terry. So thank you for coming out and showing your support, buddy. Terry Boswell out front, Connor New in 2nd, Riker Pace 3rd, Demo Mitri in 4th, Matthew Helm in 5th, and JP Scheederer in 6th. Here we go for the B main. You guys can see the lap counter up there. It does get a little squirrely sometimes, but that is okay. We will still continue to do what we are doing. Terry Boswell leading them around. Turn number 4, green flag flies in the air, and Terry Boswell takes off. A little bit of contact here. Everyone keep it straight. Little sideways, that little mishap, is going to knock Terry Boswell back to third place. Riker Pace is now, no, I lied. Mitri, excuse me, is now your race leader. Pace trying to make a move off the high side from the wall. Up onto the high side still, trying to make it stick. Mitri, the B main, is your race leader so far. It's Mitri, Pace, Boswell, New. And the other three that are up there are out. Racers in first and second, P1 and P2. We're definitely racing Slider from Pace, and he is on his lid right up into the wall. Pace is now out. Three cars that are on the track are Mitri, Boswell, and New. Come back here and check out Connor New and Terry Boswell. A little bit of contact. Connor New sideways on his lid. Oh, boy. B main action. B main action. Don't see this much, folks. We started with 7, and then there was... Looks like Connor made it back out there. Connor New went over on his lid, and now he is back out onto the track, maybe? He is not, so... Looks like we started with 7, and we only have 2 left, so... Good job out of the drivers that are out here now. I know, Demo or Demo, I'm not really sure how to pronounce that name, but it's an odd one that you do not see every day, so. But good job out of Mitri out there. iRating 1.5K, Boswell 1.7. iRating basically for iRacing is just how to put these guys in certain classes, so someone that has a 2000 iRating is a little better, I guess, than someone with a 1500 iRating. Some people agree with that, some people don't. I know I've had a couple guys with some higher iRating that I put a whooping on in Dirt Anarchies. I hope they watch this broadcast again and they hear this, because they'll know who I'm talking about. Oh man. But I'll take this time right here. We've got lap 11 coming across a white flag right now, coming up to push on the lap 12 of the B main. Mitri is going to be your leader, Boswell in second. Pace pulls back out to come in third. But if you guys look in the bottom left of your screen, you do see Dirt Anarchy sponsors down there. We wouldn't be able to do what we are doing without the support and the sponsorship that we do have from all of these guys. Anarchy Custom Wraps and Designs, and what it's down there right now. Michael Mitchell's done an absolute fantastic job. NRI Machining is Matthew Nasworthy, I do believe. Absolute killer to have these guys sponsoring the league. It's definitely a breath of fresh air whenever you can get a lot of people to come out here and put their 2 cents and a couple dimes into the pot to help us all out. So definitely great to have that sponsorship. We wouldn't be able to do it without them. We wouldn't be able to do it without you guys out there supporting us and watching the streams and watching the broadcast. So like I did say before, Adrenaline Spike Designs, Chris Watkins over to Adrenaline Spike Designs, will have somewhat of a merch line out. We're still waiting to work out some details, but I do believe that I am under the impression that he will be handling a lot of that stuff for us, so it will be nice to have some merch to support some of the local drivers. So all right, so out here on the track currently, you guys can see the grid. In P1, James Turnbull had a great job in the heat race. Jacob Denny, great job in his heat races in P2. P3, Zach Jerkic. 4th place is JJ Loss. 5th place is Tony Martin. Rounding out the top 5, Tony Martin. 6th place, Michael Prickett. 7th place, Colton Zimmer. 8th, Falcon Smith. 9th, George Fizel. 10th, Chris Watkins. 11, Demo Mitri. 12th, Terry Boswell. We'll go down the line a little bit farther here. And 13th, Riker Pace. And 14th, Connor New. 15th, Matthew Helm. 16th, JP Sheeter. And 17th, Samantha Rauscher. Great job out of all the drivers so far in the heat races. We are going to continue this streak of good luck. And we are going to race the heck out of these 410 sprint cars. If you guys are out here right now, I'd like to thank you officially for coming out. If you guys are out there on the Twitch, or if you're out there on the YouTube, thank you for watching. If you guys did miss it and you're watching this at a later date, I would just like to thank you for coming out and showing your support for the broadcast and for the guys over here at Dirt Anarchy. They work hard year-round, every season to put up a good show for you guys. Sometimes a little bit of mishaps happen, but that is absolutely okay, because at the end of the day, everyone's out here having fun, and they appreciate all the support that you do give them. Out here on the track, in the A main feature, green flag is flying. Turnbull is up front, throwing the slider up to Denny, and Turnbull is gonna walk away with a lap 1 lead. Denny's not gonna let him have it, and we have a caution out. Can't see my followers. If you did follow, thank you very much for following. I will have to figure out a way to look at that. It's hard for me to pull all this stuff up, but looks like that caution is going to fall on the 33 of George Fizel. We will take a look back at the replay here. Let's see what happened. Instant replay. George Fizel throws it in there a little bit too hard into Chris Watkins. And to keep in mind, folks, they are talking about damage model right now, so we turn damage off for a lot of the qualifier races just so we can have more people kind of run out there, because you get your car too banged up, you can't run. We want these guys to be able to have an opportunity to prove themselves that they can drive. So yeah, George right here just throws it a little too hard into the turn. A couple guys in front of him had to check up, and that is going to give George the EOL, which is the end of line. So George is going to start in the back, try to work his way up. Good job out of the rest of the drivers, keeping it clean and green. Your first caution is going to be sponsored by Chris Watkins, Adrenaline Spike Designs. If you need anything done, whether it's a graphic tee made or a late model or any kind of car wrap done, get a hold of him on Discord. You can find it on my social page, and he will get you taken care of. All right, here we go. Turnbull, green flag flying. Denny trying to push up the line a little bit on the inside wall. Turnbull's still going to maintain that top position up there in the lead. Definitely some good racing going on out of these guys. Gonna get a little hairy here for a second. Gonna zoom that out so we can see the entire field. The 2J at Turnbull still up front, wall tapping, slapping. These guys are absolutely flying around this track right now. Oh, a little bit of contact on the inside wall. We are going to pause this. Our second caution is out, and let's get a little bit of review on. We'll try to figure out what happened here. Somebody got a little sideways, a little bit too low into the turn number 3 wall. It was Zach Jerkic. Looks like he just tried to cut this line a little bit too low. Sometimes that happens. I'm still working on some camera angles here, folks, so sorry if it seems a little shaky. Everything will be fine. But we'll go down into that zoom here. And they did confirm Zach Jerkic was the cause of this caution. He just got down a little too low into that wall, tried to check with the brakes to get the car to turn. Caused a pile up with the rest of the field here, so. I did not realize I didn't change that, but that's okay. Everything will be fine. Great job at all the drivers so far. We are 4 laps into this A main to 410 sprint cars at Weed Sport. It's great to be a part of the broadcasting. Great to be a part of Dirt Anarchy. I'm glad that I found these guys and found this league. It definitely gave me something to fill my time with. Gave me some ideas for myself so I can kind of, you know, make some moves and move forward in life a little bit. I decided to start the whole broadcasting thing. Originally, it was kind of just a fun idea to call some races and hop on here, but the guys here at Dirt Anarchy helped me along and let me know that I could definitely be something in the broadcasting world. So they're putting their trust in me to broadcast the races this year, and I will 100% follow through with everything that I've told them I'm going to. So big thanks to everyone at Dirt Anarchy. Another wreck. Here we go. Caution is going to be pulled back out. We were live on this one. Let's take the rear chase one more time, the far chase, excuse me. We'll kind of see what happened here. We'll change this camera angle up so we can get a little bit better of a look at this from this contact. We're going to come right here on the back left. So, Zach Jerkic is who we're focused on right here. Okay, looks like we had the number 14. Oh, yeah. You see this guy here. I don't know who this is, but we're about to find out. I believe it is demo. Race Control is going to call it a racing deal. Basically what that means, racing deal, all that really means is these guys kind of had a little bit of an incident. It is what it is. Everything will be fine. You can tell that this guy is blinking out just a little bit too bad. Demo is Demometry. But they called it a racing deal. They can't really call it on anybody for causing the caution exactly. It's usually a lot of drivers consecutively making a mistake or anything happening all at the same time. It's kind of like everything breaks into one and everything goes wrong when it shouldn't go wrong. But sometimes stuff happens when you're racing. If you're not rubbing, you're not racing. So green flag flies. Lap 6 of 30. Turnbull still up front. Excuse me. Running that slider line. Running that slider line on turn 1 and turn 2. It looks like Denny's going to be able to pull off the slider. You have a new race leader, but not for long. Turnbull's going to pull right back up in front of him. I believe that Iracing may or may not leave Turnbull in second place on that one. It could be a possibility, but we have another caution out. We are going to go back and review this one. Okay, looks like definitely not Terry Boswell, but it involved him. Looks like Zach Jerkic pushed up into Terry Boswell. Number 8 didn't have time to check. Looks like these guys are going to go 1 to green right now, so we are going to jump back up to the TV1 camera position, and we are going to follow these guys along. Connor New right there in the NOS number 7. Watched him just win the late model race in the last race that we just put up. Connor did an absolute fantastic job. He's out here in the sprint cars, trying to make his way. He's up here in 4th place. He's doing pretty good tonight. So your new race leader in 1st place is Denny. Turnbull couldn't quite punch the ticket. Looks like James Turnbull is going to take the high line in behind Prickett. Turnbull definitely has a decent run right here. He's going to try to come up and throw the slider. A little bit of contact into the wall. 2 sideways. That was a close one. And the caution is back out. Take a look back through the field. Try to see where this one happened. Can't really see anything crazy going on. Oh, there we go. Found him. Looked like he hopped right back up on his wheels. I don't know who that is, but we're going to find out real quick. Right there, the number 14. That is Demo, I do believe. Demometry on the far chase. Yep, that's him. Just a little bit too high on the line up into the wall. And you can see these things are open wheeled setups. He jumps that cushion up there and just absolutely demolishes that car. So looked like he jumped the berm up there. These things are open wheels. They got really big right rear tires, so if they grab anything outside of them, they just grab all kinds of traction and take right off. But yeah, definitely can't get over top of that berm. Definitely get that car a little wobbly there. So I believe that right now, Race Control, Brandon Starnes is going to be switching these guys over to single file. So something we do here in the league, whenever we do have consecutive cautions, we do switch it over to single file just to kind of get these guys separated a little bit so they can get some better laps in. So I've been liking these restarts, so I'll tell you what we are going to do. The gyro doesn't really show us much. We'll look cockpit. So This is Michael Prickett. He is currently in 3rd place. Prickett's been running decent times around the track. Absolute fantastic job out of Prickett. Whenever you do go in the cockpit, there is just a little bit of mud that pops up on the screen. But these guys, I do believe, are 1 to green. Pace truck is going to dip off, and this right here is what they see whenever they take off on a green flag. 3rd place right here in Prickett's cockpit. You can hear that throttle control really working. Oh! Looks like Turnbull got up into the wall and is dropping back into 8th place. We'll go to a TV1, see if we can find out what happened. Turnbull got up into the wall. He's dropped back into 8th. That makes Denny race leader still. Prickett moves up into 2nd place. Jerkic in 3rd. New in 4th. And Martin rounding out your top 5. Rest of the way down the field, you got Pace, Turnbull, Mitri, Lost, Boswell, Smith, Fizel, and Watkins. Caution flag is out. We will pause this, take a look around the track. Whoa, we've got some demolition going on back here. Demolition derby. And I believe that they gave this to Connor New for the EOL. We'll go to him and do the far chase. Connor New got up into the wall on the slider. Didn't hold it together, rode a wheelie, and just went over and over and over and over and over and over. That was quite the wreck there. But that is one thing about these sprint cars. Whenever you do end up wrecking in these things, I mean, you're going 100 and some plus mile an hour. So you have to imagine the amount of force that are behind these cars whenever they're making these rounds around this track. So Connor New not gonna bump out of his spot, and that will move up a couple other people. So that moves Jerkic up to 6th, Turnbull up to 7th, Mitch ripped 8th. Looks like Boswell, Smith, Fizel, Watkins, they are all 2 to 5 laps down. Guys in the race, 1 through 8. Looks like Denny is still up front. You can see SDK, the grid over here on the top left of your screen, right here where my mouse is moving. You can just tell that the thing has a little bit of issues sometimes. I had someone else up there in the front, but pace truck's dipping off. These guys are gonna take off. We're on the right rear chase. You can definitely get a decent look at the entire track here. I'll hop up into the chopper view. Take a look down the field. Oh no! Prickett is your new race leader. We're going to take a look back at this and look what happened to the leader, Jacob Denny. Definitely hard luck for the 61J of Jacob Denny. Running the high line, doing a good job so far. He made it past Turnbull earlier in the race and he held that position, but now Denny has gotten into the wall. Up into the wall, and didn't want to risk coming back out on the track. It's a good idea for him to hit his brakes right there, but he is flipped over, and that is going to be the end of his run. Oh, looks like he did get it back over. So again, damage is off. It's one of the things these guys can make mistakes and still make it back out here on the track. So Jacob Denny had a great run up front. I really thought that he would be one to maybe pull away with this race, but looks like we have a new race leader, and that is Michael Prickett. Good job out of Michael so far. He's been running some clean laps in behind, doing a fantastic job. Absolutely wonderful. So don't know if they're going 1 to green right here. Looks like they are not. So ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a short break for just 1 second. I will be right back. Thank you, guys. All right, here we are. We are back. Pace trucks on the infield, and these guys are taking off. Prickett is running the high side. Michael Prickett, your new race leader after the terrible incident with I do not remember who your last race leader was, but that is okay. Got knocked out of position there, got a little bit too high up on the wheel, up onto the wall, and put it right over the top. So Prickett, first place. Pace in second. Martin in third. Great job out of Tony Martin here. Tony Martin is a native to Findlay, Ohio. He's been on iRacing for 4 years. Definitely has a lot of experience on iRacing. Out there sporting the number 22 and the 410 Sprint Pennzoil on the roof. Caution is out. Looks like loss was the reason for the caution. A little bit too many incidents, so. Jacob Denny was the one that was up front. Too bad for Denny. He was running a great race up front. Turnbull's kind of moved his way back up, but Denny's right behind Turnbull, 5 and 6. Too bad for him. Definitely running a great race. He was making his way up through the field. He started, I do believe, in second or third, and it's just too bad. Sometimes you run the line a little too high, and that's what happens. But you take risks, you get big rewards, but sometimes you get big punishments. But great job out of the racers out here so far. 16 laps out of 30. We just crossed the checkered, or the flag stand. We are at 17. Prickett's your race leader. Pace is in second. Martin's in third. Denny in fourth. And Turnbull in fifth. Prickett's still out front in that 37 machine. Doing a wonderful job of keeping that car straight all the way around the turn. Up into the wall a little bit. See if that shakes him. Definitely maintains his bearings. This is becoming a tight race up here with the top 4 drivers. Riker Pace trying to push up. Trying to push the pace on Prickett. No pun intended. Great job out of him up into the wall. Gets a little loose. He comes right back onto it and he is okay. But Denny throws Pace throws a slider on Denny up into the wall. Pace is in the pits. Michael Prickett's your race leader. Looks like Denny, after hitting the wall, has worked his way all the way back up into second place. Fantastic job out of him. Turnbull's worked his way back up to third. Tony Martin sitting in fourth. Terry Boswell is in fifth, I believe. Smith, and then Watkins. Good job out of Prickett. Up there running 14.067 lap times. Looks like Denny is about to give him a run for his money. We are on lap 23. Definitely making a move here. Denny on the inside with the slider. Denny from the back up to the front after hitting that outside wall over there. He is definitely working that low line. The low line has definitely come back in on the race line. The high line is still there, though, and these guys are making everything work that they can all the way around this track. Looks like Denny's sticking on the low side on turn 1 and 2. He's getting good speed out of the turn. Sticking on the high side in 3 and 4. Fantastic job out of Denny. He got into the wall there for a little bit, moved his way back up. Now he's up front running 13.750. He's the fastest lap on the track right now. Lap 27 out of 30. If I haven't mentioned it before, if you guys do look on the bottom left of the screen, I've got a bunch of images cycling through there. Anarchy Custom Wraps and Design is up there right now, but those are Dirt Anarchy sponsors. I just wanted to mention again that This would not be possible if it was not for the sponsors and for the fans that we have out there watching and coming out here and supporting these guys every week. So, guys have a lot of fun out here on the track. Gives them something to focus on. You know, gives them something to keep them out of trouble. So, yeah, if you guys would, just big thanks to all the sponsors down there. A couple of them that you do see: Blueprint Event Rentals and Holbrook's Hometown Pharmacy. Those are two of my sponsors. They're local businesses here in Lucasville, Ohio, where I'm from. Blueprint Event Rentals is owned by Treg Cunningham, Ceremonial Tent Company. Does a fantastic job coming out and setting up these events for a lot of the local organizations, even weddings or anything like that. So, Holbrook's Hometown Pharmacy, Brandon Holbrook is the owner and operator of Holbrook's Hometown Pharmacy. For all your pharmaceutical needs, you can go through him, and he will help you out with your prescription medication. If you guys are in the local area, you can get in contact with those two businesses. I'd be gratefully appreciated. So, good job out of the driver so far. Denny, your race leader, once again worked his way from the back all the way up to the front. Green flag takes off. We are on lap 29. Next time by will be the white flag, I do believe. Denny up front, Prickett in second, Turnbull in third, Martin in fourth, Smith, and then Boswell. White flag flies. Denny's up front, rocking the low line. Tony Martin sideways contact. Big contact. Tony Martin on his side. Looks like he involved Terry Boswell in that accident as well. James Turnbull was also involved in that. Too bad for those guys right there towards the end of the race. Your unofficial results: Denny, Prickett, first and second. All right, looks like Smith is going to be your third place finisher, I do believe. Nope. I was wrong. So let's take a look here. We'll drop this tab out so we can see everything. Jacob Denny, your winner. Michael Prickett, second place finish. James Turnbull, third. Rest of the way down the line: Tony Martin, Falcon Smith, Terry Boswell, Chris Watkins, Riker Pace, JJ Loss, Zach Jerkic, George Fizell, Connor New, Demo Mitri, Colton Zimmer, Matthew Helm, and JP Schreider. Samantha Rosher rounds out the end of the field. Fantastic job to all the drivers here. We are going to take a short break, and we will be right back. I'd like to say again, thank you guys for all coming out and supporting the stream, supporting the guys out here at Dirt Anarchy. And thank you guys for showing your dedication to the league. We will be right back, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that we are going to try to conduct some interviews with the guys. They are not currently in the Discord, but we are going to work on getting them in here so we can get an interview with these guys. So, fantastic job out of the racers. Your top three finishers with Jacob Denny, Michael Prickett, and James Turnbull. So, we will be back shortly. I'll throw in some music for you guys. Just thanks again for coming out. And we will be back shortly with interviews. If we can't get them done, I'll come on here and let you know, and then we will go ahead and end the broadcast. But thank you, guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to hop over and talk to the league owner real quick. We are going to see what's going on, and I will be back in 2.5 seconds. Thank you guys for hanging around. Great job, all the racers here tonight. I'll be right back, you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, sadly to say, we do not have the top three finishers, but I did pull fourth place, Tony Martin. Absolute fantastic job tonight, man. I definitely enjoyed watching you race around that track. I know right there at the end you had a little bit of a mix-up, but on the way through the race, you're definitely trying all kinds of different lines, definitely making it work for you. Tell me a little bit about the race tonight, man.
Yeah, it was a little dangerous there in spots, but I'm just really mostly unfamiliar with weed sports, so I really was searching for any kind of line that might work for me. But there was some good guys out there, and a couple that found their way out pretty quick.
Yeah, I do know that Jacob Denny, our P1 finisher, definitely he hit the wall, went back to the back, and he worked his way right back up. But weed sport, I'm not familiar with either. We ran the supers here the other night in a little practice race, and I got familiar in a super pretty fast. But whenever it comes to a sprint car, that's the first time I've ever seen them on this track, and I could tell by the way that the cars were moving. The low line is hard to stick, and the high line likes to go right up to the wall. But Tony, you've been with Dirt Anarchy for how long?
Well, I was kind of just a lurker for last year, but I'm in this year for sure.
Yeah, well, Tony, we're absolutely glad to have you around, man. But we're adding a little bit of classes this year. I know that you're really big into sprint cars, so definitely excited to see you out there this season, man.
Yeah, I'm excited to run these. It'll be fun.
Yeah. By the way, Tony, you are a native of Findlay, Ohio, so another Ohio guy in Dirt Anarchy. It's great to hear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
There's a few of us in here.
Yeah, there is. We've acquired quite a bit over time. So yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, that was your P4 finisher, Tony Martin. Tony, absolute fantastic job, and we're looking forward to seeing you run later on in the season, man.
All right, thanks a lot, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, we could not get the rest of the guys in here, but that is okay. Fantastic job to the racers. Jacob Denny, would have been exciting to hear how he made contact with the wall there, got put to the back, and then worked his way back up to the field. Michael Prickett ran a pretty steady race the entire time, and James Turnbull definitely had some turmoil there too. There was a point where he dropped back to 8th or ninth place. So, but thank you guys for coming out. If you guys were here for the previous broadcast, thanks for coming. Late models were definitely a good show. Sprint cars, a little bit more cautions, but that's given on a track like this. Weed sport, it slicks off pretty quick. A high line sucks right up to the wall. The low line's really hard to stick, but guys did a good job out here on the track. So definitely looking forward to watching a lot of these guys in Dirt Anarchy kind of pave their way and start making some moves. So Dirt Anarchy will be firing up here in the next month. Towards the end of the month of May or beginning of June, we are going to kick off the season. I will be broadcasting all the races, so there is going to be maybe a couple that I don't do, but they'll have something else figured out for that. But if you guys do want to follow along with the season, with the series, drop a like, drop a follow, hit that subscribe button on YouTube, and thank you guys for coming out. If you guys are on Twitch watching this live, thank you very much for coming out and supporting the stream. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, thank you for coming out and supporting. At any point in time you would like to get a hold of me, I do have my Discord posted on my socials. you guys have any questions about Dirt Anarchy League or anything about my broadcasting, you can get with me on Discord. I will answer your message whenever I do receive it. So thank you guys for coming out. Fantastic job at all the drivers, and we are going to be heading out. Thanks for coming.